Hello, everyone. Welcome to another workshop from Window Treatment Marketing Pros. My name is Will Hankey. This month, we're talking about your online reputation. So before I get started, let's just make sure that you can see my screen here. Okay. And you should be able to hear me just fine as well. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for jumping on today. I do appreciate it. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, a lot of different platforms. So welcome if you're watching this live now. And if you're watching the replay, welcome to you as well. Glad to have you here. So today we're going to be talking all about your online reputation. In particular, some different things that we want to make sure to cover today, and that is one of the things is having all the best tools. So having the best tools so that you can generate reviews for your business, and obviously 5-star reviews is the best way to do that. How to tap into multi-channel communication. So one of the things you can do, and we'll get into this a little bit later, is not just ask people through email, but maybe send them a text. There's some other things you can do. So that another thing is why reviews really are a team sport, and it doesn't necessarily just fall on you, the owner of the company, but that everybody on the team should have a common focus towards getting those reviews. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We also want to talk about acknowledging the reviews that you do get. When you do get one, make sure you're doing something about it. Even if they're bad, that you make sure that some sort of response goes out. And that if you need all of this kind of stuff taken care of for you, here are some ideas and ways that you can do that. We'll get into some of that today as well. Real quick, as I mentioned, my name is Will Hankey. My business is called Window Treatment Marketing Pros. We've been around since 2017 with this iteration of my business. I've actually been doing digital marketing for 28 years now. In 2017, I niched down to only working in the window treatment and awning niche. So very excited to have you on today. We got a couple books, a couple freebies, a couple things that we're going to get into your hands if you so want them. So I've got two books here. I'm grabbing my books. First off is Triple Your Window Treatment and Awning Leads. This is a great book on all kinds of things, 255 pages, I think, of all kinds of things that you can do for your business to understand all the different aspects related to digital marketing. And then in October of last year, I published this book called 10 Quick Wins. And this is 10 quick things that you can do to move the needle for your business from a digital marketing standpoint. So a lot of different things you can do, along with best practices, tips for success, a lot of great things. If you want either of these books, stick around to the end and I'll show you how to get those for absolutely free. I'll drop them in the mail to you. Now, with every presentation I do, I ask that this be an interactive presentation. If you have questions, no matter what platform you're watching us on, there is a chat feature on that platform. Put your questions in there as we go along, and I will try to answer those. If I miss them, I'll get to them at the end for sure. But want to make sure that everything I say is clear and that you understand what you need to do or what your next step is. Now, as I mentioned, there are a lot of pieces to a successful digital marketing campaign. You can't just do newsletters, or you can't just do SEO, right? There's a lot of different pieces that have to go into this. So we've built what we call the digital dominance method. We've identified 12 different areas or compartments of things that you could be doing for your business, specifically to help move the needle, to get more leads, increase your revenue. These are the 12 pieces. Now, for today, we're actually focusing mostly on number 3 here, reputation marketing. That's where we'll spend a lot of time today. So, all right. So why would you have to worry about your online reputation in the first place? Well, quite honestly, nowadays they can make or break your company. They are that important to it. It does not necessarily always reflect the top quality service. If you're ignoring this and people are leaving poor reviews along with good reviews, you're not taking the time to engage with those. This could lead to a situation where people don't think that you're the best option in town. There are a lot of different tools out there that you can use to get reviews, to help increase the number of reviews. For the most part, I think Podium is probably the biggest one on here. I know they've partnered with Hunter Douglas, but there are a lot of these different tools that you can use to help generate reviews. The other thing that happens is it drags down all your other marketing. It wastes opportunities, and that's probably the biggest thing there. For my wife, for example, she thrives on reviews and she looks at reviews for any business before we engage with that business. So if you're ignoring them, then you're missing opportunities to gain new customers, like my wife, for example, right? So when it comes to the opportunity, well, obviously you could be the provider of choice in your area, stand out from the competition when you have a lot of really good reviews. This is really the ultimate goal here, right? Make sure you're leveraging those tools to consistently drive more reviews to your different platforms where the reviews are. And obviously also use those tools to gain new customers along the way. Here's the biggest one. I think everybody knows this, right? Have your reputation speak for itself. If you've got a whole bunch of 5-star reviews, that's going to go a long way when it comes to people considering engaging with your business. So ultimately, you want to be the go-to business in your area, and you'll rank accordingly. There's some SEO benefits we'll talk about. And of course, maximize conversions for people that are potentially thinking of doing business with you. There are ways to leverage those reviews for your business as well. So, do online reviews matter? Well, I would say yes, they do. 84% of people trust some sort of review as much as they do a personal recommendation. This is something we call social proof. Other people have had success with this, so they're probably going to have success with this business as well. Also interesting, 77% of people think reviews more than 3 months old aren't relevant. Now, your business probably does change all the time, but it probably doesn't change drastically in 3 months. But still very interesting that if you don't have a consistent stream of new reviews in here, that people are going to consider your business less if there's another competitor that maybe does have that. So obviously, yes, these are mission critical things that you need to have in place for your business. Couple reasons why. Obviously, I mentioned this earlier, they impact your Google rankings. So literally impacts your bottom line, because the higher your Google rankings, the more leads you will get, the more phone calls you'll get, the more potential business you'll be able to close. 80% of people look at online reviews. I mentioned my wife earlier. She definitely looks at reviews all the time, and it is a major conversion factor. It is a big part of somebody considering doing business with you. So let's go through the 5 key principles of getting reviews, having those reviews, and things that you can do to set that up so that your business can succeed. Obviously, the first one I mentioned already, provide a world-class customer experience, right? Do the things that make customers happy, and they're going to leave you a raving review, and they'll come back too, right? This one's pretty obvious, I would say. Number 2, build online reviews into your culture. So this is where it's not just one person asking for that review, but the designers, the installers, everybody is always mentioning or pushing towards getting that review. It's definitely a team effort and something that should be part of your company culture overall. Once you get those reviews, make sure to show them off, right? Get them on your website, use those as trust factors on your site. Make sure that these things are shown in different places where people that may be considering your business see those, see how other people had great success with your business. And then obviously they would want to do business with you as well. Number 4, I've mentioned this, leverage tools to request those reviews after every install. And make sure that you communicate with them across different channels. So not just email or not just a text message, but there's other things that we can do to really increase your number of reviews. And then number 5, make sure that you acknowledge and respond to every review, the 1 stars and the 5 stars. Definitely make sure that you are responding to those. And, if you're sneaky about it, you could stick a couple keywords in there that made sense too. Thank you, Mrs. Jones, for giving us the opportunity to install those Roman shades in your living room. Something like that would be fantastic. So which of these can you or should you work on? This is a lot of different pieces to this. Here are the 5. Which ones should you probably work on? Well, let's see. Here's an example of a fantastic client of ours that has 63 reviews. This leans back to social proof. Social proof is the idea that other people are having great success with this business. I'm probably going to have great success with this business as well. So seeing a business that has a lot of reviews really pushes people towards, doing business with you. When it comes to NACA's strategy, they leverage tools to request a review after every single call. We've mentioned that they're using Lead Boomerang to do that. They also leave a printed review card. So every one of our clients, we order them some business cards. And on the business card, one side is just the logo. On the other side is a QR code, and it says, would you mind leaving us a review? That's it. No phone number, no address, nothing else. The purpose of that is just to get a review. So one of the things that these guys do is living room with Mrs. Jones, and she's saying, oh my gosh, it looks so great. I'm so happy. Great time to pull out that card and say phone and shooting the QR code and leaving us a 5-star review. We would really appreciate that. So having that printed card at the time of install is absolutely critical. Obviously, train your installers to plant the seed, deliver a world-class experience, make sure that they know to ask Mrs. Jones at the end of the install to leave. Most of our clients will also, their designers will also call after the service and walk them through the review process. Make sure Mrs. Jones got the card or wanted to leave a review, or if they want to send a text message, whatever it is, help them get through that process. And then make sure again that you're building this into your culture, your company culture. Lastly, leverage email, SMS, the Lead Boomerang app, a lot of these different things that you can do to make sure that you're getting fantastic reviews. Here's a couple of the leave a review cards. These are cards that we've built for some of our customers. And you can see on one side, just the logo. On the back, nothing more than a QR code with a little prompt. Would you mind leaving us a review? Each of these goes straight to their Google business profile. We find that is the best option when it comes to leaving reviews on different platforms. We want our clients to get reviews on their Google business profile. Now, when it comes to automation, I've mentioned Lead Boomerang, that first icon there. That is the program that we offer to window treatment and awning companies to use for review automation. Consider it a CRM on steroids. It does a lot of other things as well. But there are some others: Review Buzz, Customer Lobby, Bird Eye, Podium I mentioned before. These are other services that help you automate asking for the reviews. Now, I still think the best thing you can do is have your installer ask Mrs. Jones while they're standing in the living room. That is the absolute best time to get a review. But if Mrs. Jones isn't comfortable, or maybe not home, and you're just finishing up the install, then make sure you have some sort of automation in process to get back in front of them after the fact. In the Lead Boomerang system, you can see there's a reputation dashboard. How many invites have you sent out? How many reviews have you received? What was the sentiment of those reviews? Always good to know if you're getting good or bad reviews, so that you have that ability to get them on your radar, and then obviously reply to those as well. So every time you send out a review, it tells you that this person has sent one out. It also gives you a status, whether that was delivered, opened, failed, something happened with the different review requests, but you can see exactly where every single one of those, so that you know if you need to follow up with someone that you can. This could also be a task that is assigned to your designer. Maybe after 5 days or something, Mrs. Jones did not leave a review. Please follow up with her. So there are a lot of really cool things you can do from that automation side as well. Once you do get those reviews, you can see those right directly in the Lead Boomerang system. You can see what the review was. You can also reply right inside the system, which is great. You don't have to go find your different platforms and write a reply on those platforms. It's all built right into the system, which is really nice. One of the greatest things you can do along the lines of teaching your installers or even the designers to leave a review is if you see a phone when you're at Mrs. Jones's house, right? Oh, Mrs. Jones, is that an iPhone or an Android? For some reason, people really love to talk about their phones and what kind they have and that kind of stuff. So it gives you an opportunity then to say, oh, wow, I have this little card with a QR code on it. Would you mind shooting it with your phone, leaving a review? It's just a great way to open up that conversation and get them interested in leaving you a review. You can also send them text messages right from your phone or from Lead Boomerang to the potential customer. Hello, Mrs. Jones. Thanks for choosing us. We really do thrive on reviews and would love it if you would click this link to give us a review. Something like that can really go very far. And then once you start getting reviews, show them off. Make sure that they're on your website. What do customers say about you? Get some sort of widget like this. This is the Lead Boomerang, one of our widgets that we put on some of our client sites that really shows off the fact that you're doing a great job for your customers. Now, the other thing that happens here is it gives the opportunity for customers to experience that social proof, right? They're on your website. They're not on a site that shows reviews like Facebook or Google Business or something like that. They're on your site. So it still gives you an opportunity to show that social proof and show that you really are thriving and driving to do a great job for every single customer that you could get. So make sure you're showing those off. I think that's huge. Make sure you've got a system in place to ensure every review gets tracked and measured, so that if you're getting a couple 3 stars in a row or even a couple 4 stars in a row, there might be something that you need to tweak or adjust in order to get back to only those 5-star reviews. Or on the other end, if you're getting a bunch of 1s or 2s, something is not correct, something is not working right. Make sure someone on your team is responding to every single review. We do have now in Lead Boomerang an AI tool that will actually automatically reply to every review. So there's some new AI stuff coming out along those lines as well, which is always interesting. And then make sure you have a strategy for professionally addressing and dealing with the negative reviews. If you do get a 1-star or a 2-star, make sure you have something in mind, some sort of way to professionally address those as well. My recommendation there is read it, let it stew for at least 24 hours, maybe write a reply, but don't publish it. Let it stew for a day or two, then go back and edit it and rewrite it where it's a little more professional. You can also copy and paste your review into ChatGPT. Here's what a customer said to us. Help me with a reply. Maybe even put in there, here's what happened from my standpoint, and then ChatGPT can create you some sort of very kind review response that doesn't make it worse for your business. So when it comes to responding to every review, obviously, you can hit the reply button on Google Business Profile, on Facebook, on these different channels. If you're using Lead Boomerang, you can do it right inside that system. But make sure that you're responding to every review. Some pointers I mentioned earlier, stick some keywords in there if possible. Also, if there was an installer or a designer mentioned, make sure to mention them again. It was really nice that you were able to build a beautiful looking living room with Diane, our installer or our designer. Mention what products that they were looking at, and maybe even some sort of location related thing. I wouldn't mention subdivision or anything like that, but general city, municipality is not a bad thing. But make sure that you're leaving a review, and make sure every review response is a little bit different. I mentioned that you need to respond to everyone. You'll see these are all a little bit different. Once again, you can use ChatGPT even for the positive reviews. If you get a 5-star review, copy and paste that in there and say, hey, I would like to respond to this person. Here's a little bit about the project that we did. Help me create some sort of reply. And it doesn't take but just a couple minutes to knock that out. And then every response is different and maybe comes across as a little bit more genuine. For potential prospects that are out there looking at doing business with you, seeing this is really going to help them, push them towards doing more business with you. Thanks so much for the opportunity. We appreciate your kind words. We hope the new awning enhances the look of your home. So mentioning the product is always a great thing. You can create some sort of review us on your website. We have one for our website. There's pros and cons to this. So if you have a link in your main navigation to review us, you might be inviting more negative reviews or people that haven't even done business with you, just being jerks and going in there and putting a 1-star review. So we tend not to tell people to do this. Or if you create some sort of a review us page on your site like this, make it a hidden page. So you can't just come to the website, click on a link and go to it, right? It's something that maybe you have emailed to customers, or you have texted to customers to leave your review. They go to your website, they click the 5 stars. That's fantastic. I would recommend you do not put it as a navigation link on your site for people to potentially go leave reviews because I don't know why, but people do that. A little bit crazy. As I mentioned, make sure that you have the different reviews that you have received out there. And if you want, put that little write a review button up there. I'd probably recommend not doing that, to be honest with you. Ask for reviews in your emails. So at the bottom of an email from me, you'll also see how did we do. This is something that you can add to your email so that if you're engaging with potential people, or maybe you just help somebody on the side and it's not a full install, or those kinds of things, you could still get a review from it. This is definitely a great idea for getting additional eyeballs on your reviews. And then obviously consistent results. Make sure that you're getting reviews consistently. So always asking, always getting. Obviously that leads back to you need more leads in there in order to ask for reviews. It kind of drives itself. The more reviews you get, the more leads you'll probably get, assuming you get 5 stars, right? So let's review a little bit. Obviously, number one is provide world-class customer service, right? Make sure that from start to finish, your customers feel like you really care about the project, getting it done, all of that kind of stuff. I think that goes without saying, right? Make sure that this is built into your culture. So everybody is dropping hints along the way that the ask for a review is coming after the install is done. I think this is a great way to help warm up a customer to increase your chances of actually getting a positive review. And then show off the reviews you've already got. Put those on a page on your site. That increases social proof. It increases the trust factor of your business. Just having these different reviews or testimonials on your site about how great your business is. And then leverage these tools. There's a lot of different tools out there that can help you get those reviews. And then come at them. Maybe this is 4B, right? Come at them from different ways. So don't just ask for a review through email, but also send Mrs. Jones a text message. Have the business card and ask her for a review right there in the home. A lot of different ways that you can do this, but not every customer engages with one specific channel. So make sure that you're coming at them from a couple different ways so that they can interact with the one that makes the most sense to them or they're the most comfortable with as well. And then make sure that you are acknowledging and responding to every review that you do get. That is really going to help set you apart from a lot of your competitors. Now, obviously, this is a lot of work, right? Keeping up with all of this stuff can be quite overwhelming. It is critical that you have reviews in place so that you can generate more leads. And people are going to be in different steps of the customer journey when they look at these reviews, right? Maybe they weren't aware of your business, and one of the first things that they did was start looking at reviews. That moves them to consideration, right? Then they're going to make a decision. That could be because reviews were on your website. They were 5-star reviews. You did a great job. So having control of all the different pieces of the customer journey can really help your business. And then, of course, at the end, after delight, when they do leave a review, that feeds more people to the awareness stage of your business. Now, as I mentioned, this is the one piece, number 3 here, reputation marketing of your entire digital dominance method. There are a lot of things that you need to do in order to have a successful business and utilize the digital world to your advantage. So, we put all these together. We talked mostly about step 3 today. If you want to learn about these other things, we do workshops every single month of the year, and we always put those on our website. So if you go to wtmarketingpros.com/workshop, you'll actually find all of these past trainings that I've done, links. You can watch the videos live. And obviously, if you have questions along the way, make sure to get those to me. I'm more than happy to answer those for you. We've covered websites, we've covered SEO, paid ads, a lot of the different pieces here. So go check that out when you have some time. So, all right. So let's get into questions. Do you have any questions something that I covered, maybe you need a little bit more clarity on whatever platform you're watching this stream? Put those questions in the chat and be happy to answer those. All right, so let's see what we got here. Here's a question. Do the number of reviews affect SEO? So in short, yes. The biggest thing for reviews is what we call the Google 3-pack. The 3-pack is the list of 3 businesses with the map and the pins. If you can get into that, that is going to drive a bunch of leads. For our clients, 60 to 70% of their leads come from that 3-pack. So the way to get into that 3-pack is you could picture it as a 3-legged stool. There are 3 things you need in order to get into the 3-pack. Number 1 is proximity to the center of wherever that person is searching, right? So the center of town. So if you're outside of town, makes it a little harder, but that's only one piece. The second piece of that is how well SEO'd your website is. Does it have the right information? Does it solve problems for potential customers? Does it convert people into leads? Is it sending the information to Google related to what you do and where you're at? All of those things are a big piece of the formula or the recipe to get into the 3-pack. And then the third leg of that stool is reviews. The number of reviews drastically matters when it comes to getting into that 3-pack. So by having a great SEO'd website, having a position close to the center of town, that's one piece of it, not the piece. And then having a good amount of reviews obviously is a huge piece of this. Think of it this way: if you come to a website or come to Google and you type in window treatments near me, right? And you get that 3-pack, and the first business has 100 reviews, the second has 5, and the third has 1, or the third has 20, but it's a 3-star average, right? when we go back to social proof, it shows the first option, 100 5-star reviews, is the obvious choice, right? So getting into that and then making sure those reviews are top notch, 5 stars, is the best way that you can go about doing that. So thank you for that question. Let's see what else we've got here. Let's see. All right. Are press releases still effective in reputation management? Great question. So press releases obviously been around for a long time. We do press releases for our clients. We do see an effect on SEO mostly related to press release publication. The one kind of bad thing about press releases is typically they only stay on news related websites for 60 days, maybe 90 days. And a lot of times they'll delete those, take those off of there to save server space, those kinds of things. So if you're not doing them consistently, you could have some sort of an up-down situation when it comes to your overall rankings and number of links that you have back to your site. Yes, they are effective. They do work. They get you in front of more eyeballs. And then there is some residual SEO effect to press releases as well. Good question. Thank you. All right, let's see what else we got here. If you have a question, put it into the chat on whatever platform you're watching. I want to make sure to get all of these answered for you. All right. Can we delete negative reviews on Facebook and Google Business Profile? So the short answer is yes. The short answer is potentially yes. You can flag reviews on these different platforms. Now, there has to be a valid reason for flagging them, such as they're abusive, they use bad words, they say negative, derogatory things about you, they weren't a customer in the first place. There are some ways to do that. So every time you get a review, there's always an opportunity to flag that review as not valid. Now, if it was a customer that you just didn't do a great job on and they gave you a 1-star review, you can't really flag that. The only thing you could do in that situation is call Mrs. Jones and say, hey, we saw you gave us a 1-star review. We'd really like to make that better or make that right for you. If you can, she's willing to let you do so. Go make it right. And then make sure to ask her after that, hey, Mrs. Jones, would you mind going back and changing that to a 4 or 5-star review? We really thrive on reviews and we would love it if you would do that. So you can't necessarily delete them, but you can flag them and or do the right thing, fix whatever it was that caused that 1-star situation in the first place. And then they can go change those reviews to a higher number down the road. All right. Very good. Let's see if there's any other questions out here. Make sure to put that in the chat if you have any before I finish up. All right. Let's see. As a business owner, do you respond to reviews as you, or do you respond as the business or as an admin? So best case scenario is you respond to the review as the business. That might be the only way to do it. Now that I think about it, at least in Google Business Profile, you have to claim your business and claim that you're the owner. So it will give you the ability to reply as the business. You can't put your name at the end of it. I'm the owner. Let me know if you need anything else, that kind of thing. But yeah, you would respond as the business for all of the reviews that you get. Again, if you get a 1 or 2-star, make sure you don't just go out there and leave an immediate response. Oh yeah, that kind of thing. Give it some time, come back with something much more professional, and or reach out to that customer and see if you can make it right in the first place. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Anyone else have any questions before we wrap up on here? All right, I don't see any more questions. If you do, make sure to put those in the chat. If you're watching this recording later on, feel free to email me. or text us with any questions that you might have. I'd be happy to answer those as well. Our next workshop is building a content and social media machine. So we're going to talk all about the importance of content on your site and on different platforms. Creating content is by far one of the best things you can do to really move the needle for your business. We'll also talk a little bit about social media. If you're creating all this content, you need to get it in front of people. If you want to sign up for that particular workshop on March 19th, shoot the QR code. That'll take you to our page where you can sign up for that event. We'll send you out reminders, things of that sort. Would love to have you on there. One of the other things we're going to do on this particular workshop is we're going to talk about the emergence of AI and how AI can help you with the content that you are considering creating. And we've seen a lot of things you can do with AI, such as getting it to help you reply to reviews. So we're gonna talk some about AI and how creating content can be assisted by some of these different AI sources as well. So make sure to grab a seat on the next month's workshop. Love to see you there for that. Now, I did mention some free stuff. If you want a copy of both of my books, I will mail both of them to you. Just go to this link, wtmarketingpros.com/book. Fill out the little thing with your mailing address, and I will get one in the mail to you as soon as possible. There's a QR code there. You can grab that if you want to do it quickly on your phone. And I'd be happy to get those in the mail right away to you. Now, if you haven't liked us on Facebook, obviously we would love it if you would do that. Window Treatment Marketing Pros is the name of our business. We're also on YouTube. We're also putting out videos all the time on that channel. We're on LinkedIn. We're on a lot of different channels. We also have a Facebook group called Window Treatment and Awning Marketing Secrets where we talk more about marketing related things for our industry. Also, if you want a list of the top keywords related to doing more SEO and doing things on your site that, different keywords that you should mention, we've put together a list of the top keywords for our industry. You can go grab that absolutely free. You don't have to opt in. You don't have to do anything like that. So make sure to grab those keywords. And then at the bottom of the screen, you'll also see our group coaching call, which is coming up right around the corner. Free coaching from me. You can bring that one thing that you're really struggling with in your business, and I'll answer it. There will be other window treatment dealers and manufacturers on the group coaching call, and you can bring your issue and hopefully use kind of the hive mind to help solve that. We would love it if you would come to that, and the link is right there. go.wtmarketingpros.com/group coaching. So make sure to grab that link and get on that call. That's always a fun call as well. So, and then lastly, if you want to talk to me about what you're doing from an SEO perspective, or maybe you're struggling with some things, or you just want to, do something different, I'd love to have a call with you, learn about your business, see if there's a way that we can help you. Also, if you just are interested in the Lead Boomerang piece of this, you can go to myleadboomerang.com and learn more about that platform on there. But I would love to have a chat with you and just learn more about your business, see if there's a way that we can help you as well. So that's it. Thank you so much. Here are all the different channels, ways that you can get a hold of us. It's pretty easy to find us online. Don't forget about next month's workshop. We'd love to have you on there as well. And that's it. Hope that you have a fantastic day, and we will see you next month. Thanks, everyone.